It's got the history, it's got the view, it's got the art, it's got...
Today I'm traveling to Jerome, Arizona, population 419. Jerome is a small town in Yavapai County, Arizona. It was incorporated in 1899. In 1875, copper was discovered in the hills, and so the miners quickly made their way into this area, and thus the first mining claim and mill site were born. During the boom years in the early 1900s, nearly 15,000 people lived in Jerome. Prior to incorporation, at least 5 fires destroyed most of the buildings in Jerome. This led the people of this town to incorporate so they could pass fire codes to help protect future builds. The town of Jerome is located 2 hours directly north of Phoenix via Interstate 17. It's about an hour and a half south of Flagstaff if you take State Route 89A, which I highly recommend. 89A South will take you from Flagstaff through the very scenic Oak Creek Canyon, then into Sedona, which is Red Rock country. From Sedona, you'll continue to follow 89A through Cottonwood and then into Jerome. You can also get to Jerome via Prescott. Again, you'll follow 89A north this time directly into Jerome. This is a very common motorcycle ride since there are close to 130 switchbacks or sharp curves in just 12 miles of road. If you do come to Jerome, be prepared to climb a lot of steps. I wanted to hear a little about the history of Jerome from a local, someone who's been living in this small town and had witnessed its history firsthand. And so I was recommended to speak to David Hall. David has been living in Jerome since 1970, 51 years, and running his pottery store ever since.
Okay, I'm Dave Hall. I'm the owner operator of Made in Jerome Pottery on Main Street in Jerome, Arizona, and I'm here some of the time. And like I said, I made 50 years I've been making pottery here on Main Street in Jerome, Arizona, and I got maybe 100 pieces left out of the 250,000 that I've made. You know? So they go out the door.
Wow.
They're out there in the world. The ones that, and a lot of them are broken, of course.
Once you sell out, what are you going to do?
I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Not sure yet, huh?
It'll be revealed when it's time to know.
There you go. I like that. Great attitude.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. You know, I could drop dead right now, and then my kids would have to worry about it.
That's right.
I moved here to Jerome after completing my baccalaureate in Fine Arts in Painting at Northern Arizona University.
Oh, wow.
1970, in the winter of 1970. I thought I'd come over here and see if I could make a living making pottery. Jerome was founded in 1876 when the prospectors first started working the mines here, started finding copper ore and gold and silver. And so by the turn of the century, it was a big industrial development out in the middle of Apache Indian territory out here, totally isolated, and with this huge production of copper at this rich mine, as were several other, the whole Arizona was running on copper initially, even more so than the other 5 Cs, whatever they are. And the mines closed in 1953.
Okay.
They were heyday from the turn of the century to the 20s. And then with the Depression, the town suffered, and they had some slides. The whole town became kind of a disaster area in a way, but it was still they were still working the mines. Sometimes they'd close them for a spell, but when the war came along, of course, they needed all the copper they could get, so they worked this as hard as they could. And then in '53, they closed it down, the big mine.
Okay.
And they still own it, they still maintain it, they still know where the ore is down there. But they're not working it, haven't since 1953.
Okay, since 1953.
And so in 1953, when the mines closed, the town became the popular story is it became a ghost town. It never really did. It became, there were probably at least a couple of hundred residents that didn't have anywhere to go, and didn't have any money to go there. So they stuck it out. They had a place here, and some of them formed a society that to preserve the history, the Jerome Historical Society. And they bought up a bunch of these uptown buildings that were going to be salvaged for the brick, for the pipe, for the windows, the doors, whatever they could take to Phoenix to build stuff with. And so they saved this uptown basically, and they still own a good chunk of it. You couldn't get mortgages on property up here because the fire rating wasn't good enough to get a mortgage.
Oh, wow.
A lot of us that came at that time kind of became involved in the town government. I became the fire chief. I was fire chief for 20 years.
Oh, wow. So when did you see a big change in Jerome from when you moved to Jerome in the 1970? When did you see?
No big change.
No big change?
It just gradually changed.
Like
things do.
Yeah.
We think nothing's changing, but it is. A few people come in, and it accelerated over time. It became a place where finally we were discovered, or money found us, or whatever it is, and that changes the dynamics a lot. It's got the history, it's got the view, it's got the art, it's got the culture.
Yeah. It's really amazing for a town of about 400 and some people.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you guys have accomplished in this town.
Well, you know, live here or don't, you know, that's, we decided to stay, so what are you going to do? So anyway, yeah, I started making pottery here, and we've been making it ever since, and being an old guy, I'm 75, you know, it's like I'm just turned into a grumpy old man.
What's your favorite? The problem is, it is up a bunch of steps, and I've been climbing steps all day. I think I'm gonna have that salad, the Sonoma chicken salad.
Okay. Do you want ranch, balsamic vinaigrette, blue cheese?
I'm gonna do ranch.
Ranch?
Yeah, is that what you recommend?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm at the Haunted Hamburger, and I just ordered a chicken salad. It's my go-to, so we're gonna see how it is. All right, this is looking really good. Check it out. Looks pretty good.
Okay. And where's he at? He's at Ellen. Okay, he's gone for a month.
Ready? Guys, I had an absolutely great time here in Jerome. The people are great. They're extremely friendly, much like Pine, Arizona. People are just very, very friendly and just genuinely nice. Jerome is just filled with so many fantastic stores and so many fantastic restaurants. You just don't have enough time in one day. There's a lot of walking, there's a lot of steps, as I mentioned before, but just fantastic. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. There's a storm rolling in, and so I'm gonna hang out and see if I can't get some good pictures of the storm. But until next time, make sure you get off the interstate and go visit small town America. Well guys, it's finally starting to rain, and I don't want to get my equipment wet. I'm so glad that we stayed dry as long as we could, but we're just minutes away, maybe seconds away from having a really heavy rainstorm. So I am hustling to the car. I'm gonna call it a wrap for today. God bless you guys. Love y'all. Have a great day.